There we go. Now you can hear me. The correct answer is no. The blind run will probably not come to a close tonight. Hey, RTFX Studio, how you doing tonight? Welcome in. I haven't seen you on all week, except for the one day that you were that I was in your chat. Have you been streaming? If no one else is following Studio, please go give her a follow. Wonderful streamer, game dev, does some co-work streams, which are super awesome. Twice last week. Okay. Well, I only caught the one, unfortunately, so I apologize for that. The one that I was in was awesome, though. I really like that. What's the system called again? There is an Adderall shortage, so my brain is not all there. The 25 minutes on, 10 minutes off. Second moment's a dev stream. Nice. Well, I'm sad that I missed that one. Pomodoro, that's what it is. I feel like I should remember that. It's one of my favorite pasta dishes too. But anyways, I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I hope you can hear me okay too. I did a lot of changes to the stream over the weekend, including a lot of microphone, not upgrades, but played with those a lot. Yes. But yes, pasta pomodoro is, I love doing that. Love making that. I have a recipe from my like P90X days, and it's still something that I make all the time. Not that I do that anymore. God, I should start working out again. Alrighty. That's the wrong button. There we go. So today, hopefully, we may finish this game. I don't think it's going to be today. I really think it's going to be tomorrow. Lord knows how long this is going to take, but we're going to try. We're going to see what happens. This is like the final area that I know of anyways. There's a whole section of the map that we've yet to explore, but we're on our way. No idea what we're going to run into tonight. Peaked at spotting you, the strapping warrior slams her shield against the floor, rattling the stones beneath your feet.
Scurriers in my keep! Make ready to be crushed, vermin of Eothas!
I'm pretty sure all of these Rathun have the same exact voice. Look here, I recovered this from your fallen Brenthus.
You felled her? And her dragon?
With a deep-chested growl, the warrior readies her sword to strike. No. It was the dragon who killed her, not me. She stills, red scrawls in her skin flickering as she grimly appraises you. Hey, Pipin, how you doing today, my friend? Yeah, I was trying something new. Everyone go say hello to my good buddy Pipin, who is also a game dev and a member of the web Twitch team. Pipin, did you play Pathfinder today? A muscle ticks in her jaw, but finally she sheaths her sword.
Then the Bathor will decide your fate. He awaits at the back of the keep.
Skipped Pathfinder to crunch the GDD even more. Honestly, probably not a bad idea considering the time crunch that you're on. How much further along are you? Or how much further do you have to go is the better question. Deadline is Thursday, and how confident are you?
I'll get it open.
What is this? Is the floor on fire? The floor is definitely on fire.
You see that?
No, I don't. What am I looking at?
Will do.
But we are confident that we will make it should we continue how we are. Nice. Good. That is good to hear. Now, obviously, the full game doesn't need to be completed by Thursday. So what exactly do you need to work on? A rock slide has collapsed this section of the keep. Sacrifice to the goddess is the noblest of deaths. Magrin will honor his
finished
fire throwers gloves, +1 arcana, +1 all evocation power levels. That's incredible. And +2 dexterity? Hello. These leather gloves are cracked and discolored from contact with alchemical compounds and burning gunpowder. The fingertips, blackened from fuse and flame, still provide surprising dexterity and grip. The artificer, Elme Björst, crafted them during her time with the Deerwooden Grenadier Company during the Saints' War, where she oversaw the construction and implementation of the unit's explosives. Due to the rapidity of the Raid Seren incursion into the Palatinate, the Deerwoodens were frequently short on supplies, even in their home territory. Elme had to make do with what little powder and other components she had. As the war escalated, the artisan found her presence necessary on the front lines, both to resupply her troops and offer instruction. Her valiant leadership and the courage of her troops earned her company the moniker Elme's Fire Throwers. Whether these gloves belong to Elme herself or one of her soldiers is unknown. Those are insanely good, and if I still had Aloth, they would be equipped on him right away. I think it's still worth it for him though, honestly. I don't know if any of these are considered evocations though. That's the problem. I don't think they are. I might do that though. Those are really good gloves. Yeah, screw it.
I will give this a good home.
Tekahu's pose looks fabulous. Tekahu is fabulous. He is quite the character. Hey, Low Base, welcome in. Everyone, go say hello to our good friend, Low Base Guy, who is not just a member of the Twitch team, he is the founder of the Twitch team, the web, and also an excellent photographer and just a good dude all around, with the coolest wing.
Can we not reason with the gigantic flaming marauders?
Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to fight all these people. That saves us a bunch of time. Hey, okay, welcome in. How you doing tonight? How was your weekend, okay? Whale. Yeah, I did it again. Wow. All right. I don't have to watch the clip anymore, at least. Fireless in death, this warrior's body is being ceremoniously prepared for cremation. Chronically hungover, but good. Oh, that explains your comment on Dark's picture. I had a good weekend. Definitely a little bit more tame. I slept for a majority of it.
I've got it.
I apparently desperately needed. The blades of these weapons have warped after prolonged exposure to the lava. I normally stay up pretty late at night, and Saturday I fell asleep on the couch around like 8 or 9 p.m. and I didn't wake up until close to 9 this morning. I'll take it though. Mark Wahlberg is trying to make everybody forget about Marky Mark. Maybe he's embarrassed by the good vibrations phase, or maybe perhaps he's saving that funky energy for a surprise comeback. I hope there is a Marky Mark comeback tour. That would be incredible. Resting when needed is always good. Yeah, tell me about it. I seriously, I did not expect to sleep as long as I did this weekend, but it was worth it. It was good. I feel a lot better today. I was still tired all day, but I'm managing.
Supposing this volcano blows, what are the odds any of us but Gone survives it?
I do not know much about volcanoes, but when they keep rumbling like this, that is not good, yes?
That's a big giant. When the warlord spots you, his shoulders stiffen, and he reaches for the mace strapped to his back.
Kith, how is it you have come to be here? Nay, it is of little matter.
They do. All the Rathoon have the same voice. There are two voices. There's a male voice and a female voice, but they all share the same one. Look, I'm not here to fight you, man.
Your words hold no weight, Kith. Rathoon decide their own battles.
His words boom from behind his helm without falter, yet he does not strike. With a raised hand, he signals his warriors to wait. Like, there's no reason for us to fight when we can be of aid to each other instead. He scrubs a hand over the front of his helm, apparently weighing your words.
I concede to your point. For the time being, Eothas deserves death, not words. The Defiler God has brought war to Ashen Moor in revenge against Margaret and her Rathoon.
The warlord regards you hotly, fire sweat dripping down his neck. His surrounding warriors clang their weapons against their chests or the floor, clamoring for blood.
What is your relation to Eothas, if not to act with him against Margaret?
My mom took me to medieval times for my birthday on Saturday, and the people there sounded exactly like that. That's hilarious. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. I did not realize it was your birthday this weekend. Well, happy future birthday, damn it. That bastard crossed me, and I'm gonna make him pay for it.
Your blood boils with anger. Good. Then you two have cause against Eothas, as we do. We are prepared to assault Eothas at the base of the moor.
The warlord gestures to the shrine of Magrin behind him.
The shrine will lower us to the sacred Ardra pillar, where the embodied god now gluts himself.
Just let me through. I'll speak with Eothas and convince him to leave.
Even if I believed you, I cannot do such a thing.
He shakes his head. His eyes burn, fiercely intent.
We guard the sacred depths of the moor. None may freely enter.
So you can do that, you're just choosing not to.
Thus the shrine lies dormant, locked without the talk of Bethacton.
He shoves his shoulders back with pride.
Our high priestess. The Brenthis is the talk's rightful bearer, but she has yet to return to the keep.
Yeah, I have the torque.
I heard shouts of your triumph preceding you. It would seem you are unparalleled among your kind. And mine. You are without the Brenthis, so I must assume she has returned to the Everflame.
The markings on his skin dim briefly.
What became of the Ancient? Jorda Fairless? Triumph will be nigh impossible without her.
What makes you think something happened to her?
Face beat red, Shodi chokes, pounding on her chest as she struggles for air.
For what do you look at me? Look to the captain, I say.
Takahu glances away, his cheeks flushed. The warlord tilts his head as if considering the true meaning to your companion's reaction. Growing distrustful, he tightens his grip on his mace.
You will answer me, Kith, without trickery or lies.
He glowers, impatient. The dragon has forsaken you. He falls silent, the scrawlings on his skin flaring hotly.
Indeed. I feared the worst when the Brenthis failed to return with the beast. We've no choice. Despite the odds, we'll attack without either's strength.
He shakes his head, the motion grave.
If this is to be our last stand, we must prepare ourselves, either for victory or for sacrifice. Lest Margaret forsake us for our failures. You've earned the right to Fire Shrine with the talk of the Other Flame. But we cannot join you as yet in facing the Defiler.
Do what you want, man. Just let me through. You stand before the shrine of Magrin, goddess of flame and war. Lifting your eyes, fiery motes begin to streak across your vision as you stare into the imposing cast of her likeness. For the span of a single breath, everything falls eerily silent. The Rathun behind you fade away. Flames to either side of you flicker higher, dancing without sound. But the heat is real, licking at your skin. Then metal groans as Magrin's statue bends her head to you in greeting.
Watcher, the time does not allow for niceties.
Ooh, that's a new picture. Her words flow like lava from her lips, like the trails that burble hotly from her eyes.
Even now, Eothas gains strength from the spire. What progress have you to report?
Well, the Rathun are preparing a final assault against Eothas.
Then they will burn to ash and return to the mud kiln from whence they came.
She leans forward, the copper of her corded arms gleaming from the blustering flames. She tugs her sword free from her plinth, and the entire shrine shudders with heat.
Presently, I shall erupt this volcano, and with it, consume Eothas. I suggest you retreat if you at all value your mortal form.
I need more time.
I can give you only the moments more it takes me to fully fire the depths of this maw. After that, I will not stay the assault. Even for you. Fare thee on, Watcher. My condolences, should you die.
She inclines her head once more in a stalwart farewell. I feel like I should back off at this point. An avatar of the goddess flashes over the imposing statue before you. As the image fades, her absence leaves the shrine cold and deathly silent. Massive chains hold the weight of the shrine's conveyable flat platform. What am I supposed to be doing here? These guys are on a platform that I need to go down. Ah, a statue of Magrin towers above you, bloodied and battle-ready. The goddess clutches both sword and shield. At the base of the statue, a rectangular iron-slatted altar rests between two unlit braziers. Slatted top of the altar has been hammered silver water smooth, except for a single circular groove, notched deep into the center of the slab. Charred bits of metal, leather, and bones are piled in the interior of the circular groove, the remains of prior offerings to the goddess. The braziers on either side of the altar flare to life, red-hot flames shooting high before settling into a steadier, softer burn within the bowels. Bowls. Lava eddies beneath iron grating in the floor, heating the soles of your feet, while the statue herself seems to wake, metal groaning, rasping as the shrine moves. Here we go, baby. With a squeal of metal against metal, the entire floor drops, a stomach-lurching 5 feet. Chains clang like the toll of a bell as they catch, pounding against the time-worn gears. Then the shrine begins steadily lowering into the maw. As the shrine cranks lower into the maw, Eothas' colossal Adra-carved dome, neck, and shoulders slowly emerge into view. This close, the god rises up like a mountain, larger than you ever remember having seen him. Energy vibrates from his massive body, and a cacophony of mutterings and shouts from the souls whirling within it slams into you, nearly knocking you from your feet. About to fight a god. It's gonna be fun. Oh gosh. Whoa now. He's a lot bigger than I anticipated. I knew he was huge, but...
I wish my diplomatic training included the polite way to get a god's attention.
Have you ever seen anything so awe-inspiring? Behold the power of my god!
Watcher, I wasn't sure you'd make it. But there is enough of you in me to grasp that you had a better chance than most.
I think this is going to be a little tougher than Nemnoch.
Some would say it's because you have a strong soul. Great deeds come easily to one so spiritually blessed. Or have you become great because of what has been thrust upon you? Watcher of Cadnua, Herald of Berith, Hound of Eothas.
Oh my god. You're really, this can't.
I see you, Shoti. I am glad that we could meet, even if it is under quite unpleasant circumstances.
This is really happening, right? Gon, your humble priestess is before you. Please, tell me what you require of me. How do I save more lost souls than I can carry in one lifetime?
Face bright red, sweat beading her brow. Shoti stumbles precariously closer to the edge. Lantern rattling, she catches herself. A mere moment before she would have toppled over.
You can tell this is serious when the actual narrator pipes in. Accidentally made my Shoti go down the dark path. She's even more insufferable.
I know that you have undertaken a noble mission. But I will tell you what I told the Watcher. You need not fear for the lost souls of this world. As for you, Watcher, why is it you believe you have made it this far?
Each of us simply does the best we can. My trials have made me who I am.
You have done much in this life, it's true. But if it weren't for your past with Theos, with Eovara, you never would have come down this path. But you have come a great distance for answers. What would you ask of me, Watcher?
I need to know why you've come back.
You need to know? Or Berith? Or the gods?
After all you've done, I think every creature that lives and breathes on Eora needs to know.
And it would seem even she whose presence shakes the heart of this mountain needs to know.
Well, Magrin is prepared to take drastic measures to stop you.
Margrin fears what I will do. Just as she feared what I would do in the Deerwood. But this time, there is no power on Eora or in all of hell to stop me.
Or Nemnoch.
Understand that what I'm saying is neither a boast nor a challenge. It is the clearest statement of truth I can give you, give Berith, in the hopes of dissuading you from taking actions that may harm others.
Steelyx is growling ferociously at my TV right now. Buddy, it's okay. It's okay. So what are you going to do?
Force gods and mortals alike to open their eyes to one another. It seems my sister does not like the sound of that.
Can you be more specific? What exactly are you trying to do?
I want to return the gods to our original purpose, and to allow mortals to worship us, or ignore us, for what we are, not what we pretend to be.
Shoti gasps sharply. For once, too stunned to blurt out a response. Her eyes are wild, with too much white showing, when she glances from Eothas to you.
What's that mean? You're gonna tell them the truth?
Adair looks away from Eothas for the moment, his eyes darting back and forth, as if between possible outcomes.
When I entered Widewin, I did so with the intention of illuminating the history of Anguith. I wanted to show all the nations of the Eastern Reach the machines we had used to create ourselves. How we had hidden our true nature from mortals for millennia. But even if I had succeeded, my words would have been easy to deny. Belief creates the foundation upon which a mind's reality is built. Some minds can never let go of that foundation. They would rather hold tight to the world in their mind than accept what they're being told.
Why is it so important that mortals know that the gods came from the Engwithans?
We began with a dream that if we provided guidance to mortals, each generation of souls would grow stronger. And if the souls grew stronger, societies would become better, moving ever closer to achieving the potential we believed all mortals have within them. Over 2,000 years have passed. Hundreds of generations have been born, lived, and died. If the world has improved under our guidance, mortals should be prepared to understand the truth. If they have not improved after all of this time, then we have utterly failed in our aims, and there should be a reckoning of our faults. The time has come for a new covenant between gods and mortals. One forged in the light of truth and understanding, between our kind. I will leave this place and go to the lost city the Huana call Ukaizo. It is there that all souls pass through the machines of the gods, where all souls pass into the beyond before beginning their next life.
It's all starting to make sense now. There's Mogren, right on cue.
When I reach that place, I will find our great machines and tear them to pieces. I will smash the great wheel until the lights of hell all gutter and die. And when my work is done, I will leave this world forever.
Smash the wheel?
Where's that leave us? You're ending the rule of the gods?
No, Adair. It is not for me to decide if the gods should remain in power. That will be for your kind, for mortals, to decide.
I guess that's one way to get a response.
I'm surprised Mogren is reacting this way. I would have thought she would appreciate a trial of this magnitude. One that tests us all. Both gods and mortals alike rely on the wheel. We depend on it for the souls that give us power. Mortals depend on it for the lives of future generations. Breaking it will force all of us to face the truth. We will fail together or move forward together. Either ending is preferable to the cycle we still find ourselves in.
Is it weird that I don't disagree with him?
Go on, wait! Before it's too late, you gotta take the souls I harvested for you.
The priestess thrusts her light-pulsing lantern outward, as if waiting for Eothas to take it from her.
They are not for me to take. Shodi, you are their guardian now. You are their protector. You have taken responsibility for them, and only you can decide their fate. Once again, the gods have put you in a precarious position, Watcher. Considering all the troubles I have put you through, the least I can do is protect you from the wrath Mogren has intended for me.
This doesn't make us even, you know.
Perhaps I will have another opportunity to make amends. Until then, this will have to do. Brace yourself, Watcher.
Guys and gals, we are literally being touched by the hand of God right now.
Despite herself, Shodi squeals. Trembling, she sways on her feet as if she might faint.
You better be sure of what you're doing, Eothas. You better be making things right. Because either way, we're the ones paying the cost.
All that I have done for your sake. If we do not meet again, Adair, please, take care of the Watcher.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Eothas's great hand floats away from the luminous Audra pillar. As it pulls back, for a brief moment you see a golden tether flash into existence between the pillar and the great Titan's back. When the Audra fingers gently cradle you, there is first a sensation of warmth, but it is followed by a harsh splitting of consciousness. Your awareness vacillates erratically between the physical world and the spiritual dimension of Eothas's body. Your soul glides amid the many trapped with Eothas. As your brilliant form passes by them, they call and reach out for help. Below Eothas's body, the volcano erupts. Molten rock rushes over the great Audra body, but does not slow its movement. Rathun rush to higher ground, but cannot outpace the lava, which overwhelms and consumes them as it rises.
That's fucked up. Doesn't even scratch this guy, and she just killed all of her followers.
Your attention returns to the heart of Eothas's body. Deep within the whirling masses of souls, you again sense your own presence, the fragment that was taken from you. This time, you reach out to it as it reaches out to you. You meet somewhere in the great mass of Audra, the rest of the souls fading at the edge of your awareness. We are together again. Are you ready to be together again?
I gotta ask, why wouldn't I be?
Since we've parted, you've become someone else. I have become myself. When we join, we won't be ourselves anymore.
That's not terrifying.
Your senses yank back to your body, still in Eothas's hand. There is light, sunlight. He has emerged from Ashen Maw, the rim of the volcano and the great keep of the Rathun collapsing behind him. The Audra is barely visible through the thick lava covering his body, and still, he moves. The ocean is gone, water sucked away, leaving only the bare seabed glistening in an ominous silence. You summon the strength to turn your head. Through the cracks in the great god's fingers, you see a wall of water, taller than Nekataka, taller than Eothas, as tall as the moon. It comes with the rumbling of a terrible stampede.
This is probably not the best time to mention that my irrational fear is tsunamis. That is terrifying.
The wave slams into Eothas. His hand closes, protecting you from the devastation. Somewhere in your mind, you hear Andra screaming.
Battle of the gods!
You are back inside him. Back with yourself. Are you still the same Watcher who returned the lost souls of the Deerwood to the wheel? The soul observes you, waiting. I am.
I mean, I'll definitely do everything I can to save these poor souls before I'm done.
Good. Then this should be easy. You feel cool air, seawater. The back of your mind pulls your attention back to your body. Eothas stands amid the now calm waves. Kraken futilely clinging to his limbs as he gingerly sets down your ship with one hand. He carefully opens his other, setting your body on the deck. As your head comes to rest, your vision rocks forward, pulled back into the Audra, back to your soul. Some of us is lost to him. Fragments and the empty spaces between them. They will always be a part of him. But we are still us. And it's time for us to go. Together.
This freaks me out. Together, then.
The soul rushes toward you, flying into you with ferocious speed. You are thrust back through the Audra, out of the palm of Eothas' hand, back into your body. You can feel the sensation of your skin, the warmth of the Audra, but you are not fully in control. The other soul struggles to reach the surface of the body's consciousness, but you pull it down. Entangled, you float in a dark, boundless expanse. The more you fight each other, the closer you become, until somehow, impossibly, every piece of you is touching every piece of them. Through the distant window of your eyes, you see Eothas push slowly against your ship. Though his touch is light, it is still the touch of a god. The ship lurches, rapidly tearing across the water southward. His hand pulls away from your ship's wake, his body straightening, towering overhead. The volcanic rock, now cooled and gently steaming, sloughs from his body as he moves. The Audra beneath is still immaculate, unmarred. He watches you depart, and you hear a voice in your mind as you sink deeper into the blackness of sleep.
Tell them what you have witnessed, Watcher. Tell them what is coming.
The windows of your eyes retreat into the distance. The fragment of your soul is so close to you in the darkness that you can't tell if its thoughts are separate from your own. Eothas is going to Ukaizo?
Eothas is going to Ukaizo.
He's going to stop the wheel?
He's going to stop the wheel.
Eothas is going to Ukaizo. Eothas is going to Ukaizo. He's going to stop the wheel. The words repeat in your mind until they become an incessant, meaningless mantra. Involuntary meditation in the emptiness of your unconscious. When the words finally dissolve and become part of the darkness, you see a pinpoint of light. You no longer sense the other soul. No longer sense the person you were before Eothas touched you. You swim toward the light. As you come closer, the light becomes two blurry spots of radiance. You settle in behind your eyes and feel your lips already moving, mumbling. Around your body, you sense familiar scents and sounds. Voices raised in shock and alarm. You take control of your mouth, opening it wide and drawing a great breath.
Heyo. Hell yeah, a pounding headache drags you most of the way back to your senses. Your vision blurs and an acrid taste fills your parched mouth. The details of the room slowly come into focus. The sounds of an ongoing debate, a distant echo.
Are we simply going to wait? What if he never wakes up?
Are those frilled collars stuffed in your ears? If the Watcher's mumblings are right, then Eothas is marching on Ukaizo. We have to move.
In the brief silence, you hear Hazanui Karu's boots scrape against the tile as she paces.
He's seizing power from the very gods who betrayed him, destroying the wheel to make sure they never come back.
She shakes her head and chuckles with grim appreciation.
It's a coup, and we have to muster the strength to stop it.
The unraveling of Kohopa from Tangaloa is our greatest test from the gods, I say. We must live to deserve the world they make for us.
Onekaza rests her chin on her fist and considers. The assembled leaders turn their attention away from each other in a prolonged and thoughtful silence. At last, you feel fully present and steady on your feet. The attention of the room abruptly shifts to you, filling the void with expectant whispers.
Well, there is some life in him still, but I do not know how his senses fare.
Castal snaps his fingers a few times in front of your eyes.
You know, every time you come back from the dead, it's a little less exciting. You gotta space it out more.
Join our talks, I say. Rational discussion will gust away the ominous smoke rising from Ashen Maw.
Onekaza gestures to you with an open palm.
The Deadfire is no stranger to cataclysm. We can survive by cleaving to a shared purpose, a greater good, Akira.
She looks to each of the envoys in turn.
For what else did the gods place us here? We who have ships and resources enough to make a difference.
Castle glances around the room at the gathered parties, his brows climbing.
What we need is brass. Rawatai has ships and cannons aplenty, but the only way I'm sending them is if...
She breaks off at the boom of a door slamming open. Commotion echoes from the entrance hall. As everyone turns towards the noise, her hand strays to her gun. The sound of approaching footsteps grows in volume as a courier scrambles into the throne room, panting and glistening with sweat. His mouth opens and closes like a fish gasping desperately for breath.
Ships have formed the blockade around Queen's Berth. Their commander demands parley with Serpent's Crown.
Oh, here we go.
What? But what about our ships? I must get a message through to the captains.
For what do our enemies paint a target on their hull? This is a stirring bid for my attention.
Onekaza narrows her gaze past the open door.
Send word to my water shapers to drain the sea around the flagship. I would parley on better terms than this.
Onekaza begins to rise, but the courier speaks up ahead of her.
My queen! They fly the colors of pirates! The Principe are...
Well, what have we here?
A confident voice booms from the open door. The motley sailors who don't hold the Huana guards at bay with drawn weapons take in some of the more opulent decorations with avid interest. One pirate separates out from the fold, sauntering boldly forward.
Forgive me, lovesome, but it looks like you're having a party. A rather fine one to which you didn't invite me.
She winks, Swollione glinting in the light as she cocks her pistol high above her head.
You painted vagrants are a plague on my tribes. Why should I not hang you from the walls of my garden?
Onekaza grips the handrests of her throne, as if ready to vault up and attack.
You should be asking yourself how they got in here in the first place.
She glowers in the direction of the throne.
Oh, I do love when they squabble. But I'm here for neither pleasantries nor entertainment.
What's up, Audio? How you doing today, my friend? Thank you for the bits. Giant Steely says hello. Everyone go say hello to our good buddy Audio, who's busy playing Wukong still. How's that going? You still enjoying it?
We've bigger fish to fry. Or should I say gods?
A determined-looking guard inches closer to Aldous from the edge of the court. Without looking, the Principi captain swivels her pistol to aim straight at his chest.
Now everyone just calm down. I promise we won't fire on you at this time. Unless firstly provoked. That is, until whence we've safely absconded from the city back to the high seas.
She grins magnanimously.
Then all bets are off again. Aye?
Yes, well, if you have a point, pirate, I suggest you reach it quickly.
We're supposed to take a bunch of pirates at their word?
She crosses her arms, the wooden hand groaning.
Right you are. However,
the narrow-eyed look she settles on the room is more than a little bloodthirsty.
I'm here because I've got questions, ones that can't wait. And the Lovesome Watcher's the only one likely to answer them nicely.
Well, if we want to reach Ukaizo, we'll need every ship at our disposal.
Ukaizo? What's the lost city of gold got to do with a god on a rampage?
Using the barrel of her gun, she tips her hat back curiously. Because Eothas is going to shatter life and death while the rest of you bicker over land rights?
Well, fuck if that doesn't put things into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But what's that even mean in the long run? Folks who die won't be coming back again.
Yeah, maybe not at first, but eventually, Eora will be starved of life.
This is all dark and foreboding sounding. But what's it mean for my soul? I mean, I like the idea of pirating throughout the Great Beyond as much as the next gal. But if, say, I got no awareness after I die, does it even matter what happens?
Ach, of course you have no interest past that of your eyes and your stomach. Let us speak now of what can be done. Must be done. Watcher, you know best of all of us what our options are.
More answers could become apparent when we land on Ukaizo.
The Huana made compacts with the gods on lost Ukaizo. Anything can happen on the shores of our ancestors.
Onekaza nods.
I say it is a place where mortals can reach beyond themselves, do freely what animancers struggle to dream.
We have to act quickly. Defending Ukaizo is the highest priority.
A pensive, focused look sharpens the lines in her face. She scratches her cheek with the fingers of her wooden hand.
Our ships are fast and well-equipped. We could sail to the edge of Andra's mortar. See if Eothas' passage opens a way through the storms.
She narrows her eyes, watching the others.
Of course, finding Ukaizo once we're through is another matter.
If you can get me through Andra's mortar, I can take you to Ukaizo.
That's so. You just might be able to save us.
She scratches her chin, an eager glimmer in her eyes.
We speak of collectively sailing for Andra's mortar, but this crown will not support any plan that involves a single outsider ship landing on the shores of Ukaizo.
A hush falls across the room as Onekaza makes her proclamation.
It is for this moment that the gods test me. Anyone who seeks to cross Andra's mortar will learn that the gates of Ukaizo are the end of compromise with the Huana.
Can everyone please agree to an armistice while we work through this crisis?
I don't mean to let Eothas end us while we bicker. But the fate of Ukaizo is not exclusively a Huana concern.
I think I'm getting the gist of it now.
She rubs the barrel of her gun under her jaw thoughtfully. Then she crooks you a cunning grin.
While these witless princocks go at each other's throats, we Principi will cut through the storms and plunder the city of gold. Whatever Eothas is seeking in those ruins, we'll find it. And then we'll sell it to the highest bidder. Or me and mine will have front row seats to the end of the world.
You dumb bitch.
If the Huana cannot take back our beginning, then our end fast approaches. The gods will judge us by our devotion to Ukaizo.
You are missing so many of the points.
Are you going to guard it as closely as you've guarded your palace today?
She shoots a meaningful stare at the pirates.
Ukaizo was yours once, and you lost it. Meanwhile, the storms that cover Andra's mortar plague Rauatai too. We will help the Watchers stop Eothas, but we will not leave our country's future in soft hands. We hope the Watcher agrees.
She nods to you.
Watcher, there are two kinds of people in the Deadfire. Those who have called it home since time immemorial, and opportunists.
Onekaza glares at the assembled dignitaries.
With Ukaizo under our control, the Huana would restore order as it has not been seen since the days of our ancestors.
She nods slowly, holding your gaze all the while.
Ak, order. And the only question is whether it will be the order of ignorance and tradition, or else of conquest. The secrets to be found in Ukaizo could elevate us all beyond the telling. I will not relinquish that dream so easily.
With that, Castol turns to stride away, his shoulders set in a rigid line. Without so much as a final farewell, Eldis tips her head to her armed crew, and the pirates withdraw as swiftly as they arrived.
Watcher, I say the time to play at freelancing is at an end. Any of us could get you to Ukaizo, but only one of us will stand by your side.
That is the stupidest thing. Studying you carefully, Onekaza nods and gestures for her attendants to clear the room. The world is ending.
Let's speak, Watcher, while we have the chance.
Let's start World War III. It's a great idea.
I say it is not every day that a ship pulls into port from Margaret's teeth. You are not too singed, I hope.
Aruihi looks you up and down, clearly impressed.
Our enemies scramble for Ukaizo, dropping all pretense of strategy in their panic and haste.
Sighing, Aruihi gestures for you to speak freely. What do you think of your sister's rule?
We agree on much, I say. The prosperity of the Huana, our burden to appease the gods.
Aruihi clears his throat and cranes his neck to tell if anyone's eavesdropping.
In the trading companies, Onekaza sees Worika testing us, weighing who deserves the isles. I see Ngate sending krakens of gold and iron against our ship, but arming us with a single harpoon.
Okay, he didn't have nearly as much to say as I thought he would. Ugh. Alright, fuck the pirates. Fuck Onekaza. I don't even know who Director Castol is. Does that really mean I'm siding with the Valian Trading Company? Ugh. I think I'm siding with the Valian Trading Company. Oh, I hate that. I do like their leader. You said Queen's Birth, right? That can't be right. I may have mixed them up, thinking I mixed them up. Yeah, but this company I don't care for either.
So, Ukaizo's real, and your glowing friend is headed there.
The Hazanui is pacing when you enter, chomping at the bit of her pipe.
We've got to move quick.
She's stopped pacing, but she keeps glancing out the window as if expecting to see Eothas himself. Look, Eothas can't be stopped. There's no use fretting.
I don't intend to sit on my hands.
It's fair, but she turns away from the window, scowling sharply at you.
Our engineers believe there's something unnatural about the storms of Andra's mortar, and the ones that have made Rauatai a rain-lashed rock. If Ukaizo really exists, it could be the key to understanding them and stopping them. Just as you saw at Pokokahara, the Engwithans were masters of engineering, and with the knowledge of Ukaizo, we could surpass them.
She watches you through eyes as bright as embers. A cool draft moves through the room, but a fever-slick sheen of sweat glazes her forehead.
Shakera, may you vanish from the world twice as swiftly.
She says nothing but stares at Takahu, a dangerous glint in her eye. Why do you assume this is the work of the Engwithans?
Who else would have achieved this? The ancient Huana?
She snorts a stream of smoke.
Where have you seen anything this ambitious among their works? The Engwithans, on the other hand, left monuments to their greatness around the world.
You only fool yourself. My people were accomplished before Rauatai had a name, and we will prove you wrong.
And my people left Deadfire because it was in shambles. You worship a glorious past, when you should set your eyes on the future.
She chomps on her pipe as she scowls at Takahu. I mean, look at Nekataka. The Huana built this great city.
A beauty, yes. And the storms that batter Rauatai would send it tumbling into the sea.
She sweeps her wooden hand toward the window, and the terraced slopes distantly visible behind it.
I don't blame the Huana for their love of glamour. Centuries of fair weather and miles of fertile land have allowed them that luxury. But Rauatai also deserves the chance to flourish.
Just don't trample the Huana in your rush for Ukaizo.
We could truly transform Rauatai. No more flooded cities. No more harvests washed from the fields.
She takes a draw on her pipe. There's a pensive but focused quality to her gaze, as though she can see this bright future in the rising smoke. Your actions will change Deadfire too. Have you considered the consequences?
The archipelago is a lawless mess. It needs to be broken and rebound. The same way you heal a misaligned bone. I can help you reach Eothas. But first, I must prepare for the world we'll all live in after you confront him.
She looks out the window as if assessing the lands beyond it.
Okaya's engineers are working on something that will get us to Ukaizo. But a final matter remains before we can deploy it.
She watches you carefully.
You've been invaluable to us, so I hope you won't balk at what I have to ask for next. I want your help with the final operation, but you should know that it will likely turn the other powers against you. I must have your unconditional support before I can disclose the details. And once I do, there will be no turning back.
She clasps her hands and fixes you with an unblinking gaze. Even the smoke hanging in the air seems to be frozen in place, awaiting your answer. All right. We got a tough choice here. I did mix up the Valian Trading Company and the Royal Deadfire Company. The Valian Trading Company are a bunch of profiteering shitheels. They screw over everyone the first chance that they get. I'm not working with them. Onakaza means well, but she's also an idiot and really puts her people in the worst position for the sake of tradition. So she's out because you need to accept the future. You need to advance. Who was the other one? The pirates? Fuck the pirates, they're slavers. All right, I don't like this situation, but of all the things, these people are at least honest and forward-seeking. Like, they are looking to the future in a harsh but not selfish way. Locking it in.
Then you must kill Queen Onekaza II.
Wait, which queen was that?
Rawatayans. To you, every problem is a head that just has not met the right bullet.
Eyes wide, she waves her hands in the air, an obvious signal of distress.
Captain, I say the tribes have lost so much. We might never recover from this blow.
Kahu makes a point, Hazanui.
It is the lack of leadership that has brought the Huana here. The tribes will never recover, while the Kahunga sit on the throne. I don't ask this lightly, but while the Queen holds court, pirates and Valian profiteers close in, and my countrymen back in Rawatai see their homes and crops washed away by storms. I know this puts you in a difficult position, but it comes down to this: the continued decline of your homeland, or its sudden transformation. This is the only way to forge a stable future for Rawatai or the Deadfire. And I need you to help us achieve it.
She's as still and rigid as her wooden hand. I'm not sure conquering and ruling Deadfire will be as simple or beneficial as you think.
Nothing worth doing has ever been easy. But we must strive all the same. The Huana are a fractured culture, and the Kahunga monarchy is the last tendon holding it together.
I say you do not understand us at all. Never bothered to try.
Kahu shakes his head.
And you are too close to the seat of power to see how it's failed your less fortunate countrymen.
Her eyes dart away from you long enough to fix Kahu with a hard look.
The Queen and her predecessors have been ineffectual figureheads for generations. They've left their people vulnerable to the predations of slavers, pirates, and yes, foreign powers.
She holds her hands out and counts the items off on her wooden fingers.
Once we depose the Queen, we will rebuild Deadfire into something stronger and sturdier.
The Hazanui makes a fist with her left hand. You can't just replace thousands of years of Huana culture with your own, though.
We have done this all over the mainland of Rawatai, where we have forged a great nation from warring peoples.
So what exactly is your plan?
On my signal, the cannons of the Brass Citadel will fire, and our ships will bombard Queen's Birth.
Why Queen's Birth?
That should draw enough attention away from the palace to allow you to infiltrate.
Her shoulders relax, and there's an intense gleam in her eye.
And if I know the Queen, she'll wait out the danger on the roof of the palace.
She nods to herself before looking back at you.
I advise caution and stealth. The Queen will send many of her soldiers to the harbor, but those that remain will be on high alert.
You're going to attack a harbor full of innocent people?
We are going to sink Valian ships and damage their infrastructure. Trust me. I want to avoid casualties.
That I can actually get behind.
I'm sending you to assassinate the Queen because I don't want to massacre her people.
She lowers her head, watching you for understanding. And my ship that's docked there?
My cannoneers are the very best. Your ship will not be damaged.
And the prince?
Attacking him will likely raise the alarm, and the queen is your main target. Still, losing him would be a blow to the Juana, should it come to that.
I think I can persuade him, actually. I think he'd be a better leader. We're doing this right now?
I cannot let this opportunity escape us, or risk word getting out.
Let's go.
Then there's no time to lose.
She nods to a soldier standing outside the door, who salutes and hurries away.
That's the signal. We'll maintain the distraction until you've completed your task. If you need to rest and prepare, the barracks below are open to you. Meet me at the docks outside when you've finished. Good luck.
She crosses her arms over her chest in a farewell salute.
For what do we do this awful thing? All over sand and water, I say. The gods laugh at you, Captain. But I have only tears.
Watcher, you have put me in a position that demands that I leave your company immediately. The Royal Deadfire Company is an enemy not only of the Valiant Trading Company, but Diverus, the republics themselves. If they lay claim to Ukaizo, it will be turned into just another military port, another foundry for cannons, another shipyard to build a larger fleet. All of the luminous Adra, the Engwithin machinery that Anomancers could study, machines that Eothas is about to destroy, will go unused. I have clearly been unable to dissuade you from allying with our enemies, and therefore must take my leave.
I've made my choice and you've made yours. What else is there to say? With a sharp nod of her feathered head, she turns to leave. Well, alright. Hey, Dark. I was trying something new. You're gonna let me put some on this party.
Captain, our partnership grows more complicated by the hour.
It's a guy who worries the white spot on his brow and avoids eye contact.
To serve on your crew would make me complicit in the death of the Kahanga. How could I do this? I say that even trickster Ngati expected more from her favorite son.
Takahu turns to face you, his eyes full of hurt and indecision. Look, Rawatai came from these waters. Their claim is a fair one.
I do not seek to change your mind, Captain. If the Juana did not earn your trust by now, then there is no going back. The Kahanga will be expecting me. By Ngati's lamp, I hope that you find what you seek on Ukaizo.
Takahu sighs to himself and begins collecting his gear. Come on, Takahu, stay with me.
Captain, you know me. The mind of an artist is not so easily changed.
Takahu chuckles and shakes his head.
Take care in Andras Mortar. My mother is not known for her restraint. I say it was nice while it lasted.
Wiping the corners of his eyes, Takahu turns to leave. Okay, that's my entire battle strategy gone. That sucks. That's some shit. That's so annoying. They wouldn't even leave their stuff behind. Great. So I just lost a whole bunch of good equipment on top of 2 characters. Great. Okay. Oh, this blind run. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Yeesh. I'm not even going to bother talking to them. All right, moving on. That literally took up like 45 minutes. That's so frustrating. Not that I think we would have actually finished tonight, but we would have come very close.
I see a corpse when I look at you.
Are you going to make me fight Takahu? What's happening here? Okay. That was weird. I don't even know what spells of hers to use. Not what I thought she was going to try and do there.
Still got it.
Do you? I don't know what was going on in your skill tree, but it was great.
Got someone in my sights.
I swear to God, if Takahu rejoins my party right here, I'm gonna be so frustrated. He's like, no, I can't do this. I'm gonna leave. Just kidding.
Captain.
I like that her attacks go through and hit the next person. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah?
Corre, be gone! Your orders?
Cool.
Got someone in my sights.
This is so weird. Why is he over here? What the hell are you doing?
Stay behind me.
Yeah?
The pitter-patter of their feet when they run is hilarious to me. That's awesome. I can't actually control him. I mean, I can make him move, but very bizarre situation.
You want some trouble, Botso?
Apparently not.
Take him down.
Okay. Why can I not use any of their abilities all of a sudden? I don't. Okay.
May I be a candle in the night?
Why are you a
Yeah?
dead? Hold on. What is happening here?
Happy to oblige.
Alright. She can't use abilities either. Fun. It's like the game is glitching out because of Takahu.
Speak freely.
Something you need?
I'm not liking this new team. I want Takahu and Palutena back.
Yeah?
Say your prayers!
That was pretty cool, I guess.
What is it?
Spent all that time
Leave it to
building
me.
up Takahu to get that, like, super powerful ability. And then he's just like, no, I'm done. I'm not gonna go with you. What are you even attacking? What was the point of that? Oh my god. If he rejoins my team, I'm gonna be so mad. Happy, but pissed.
Sure.
Yeah!
Your orders?
I don't know. Can you use abilities? That would be a
Happy to
good start.
oblige.
Still no? Nothing?
Got it.
Happy to oblige. Say your prayers!
Thank you. Now what the f are you doing, Takahu? Just hanging out? Just for no reason? Okay, good.
Enemies.
And Takahu, once again. What the f are you doing? Oh, there's so many people.
You see that, Ishi?
Yeah!
This thing does not have near the movement speed that I would expect it to for a bird. Look how many freaking enemies there are. Holy hell. Yes, Takahu quit the team. So he is no longer a part of this.
Yeah, all right.
I'm listening.
Yeah?
What do you need?
What is happening there? Oh, great. Now there's some extra things. Why are you attacking a dead body? What is that? Why are you doing that?
Let's go!
That's right.
Yeah?
Something I can do?
Yeah,
I'm
get out
on
of
it.
that.
Happy to oblige.
Nice, Shody.
Lavru be on seek!
Take him down!
Speak freely.
Victorio. Lavarupion Sik!
Something I can do?
For Eothas!
That doesn't feel right.
Boom. Let's go kill a queen.
I say that the days of shielding myself behind polite smiles are at an end.
Onikaza curls her lip in a restrained snarl.
To stand against a countryman is a terrible thing. May the sea open its maw to swallow you.
It doesn't have to end this way. Just surrender. Outlive your reign.
I would give myself to the sea before I allowed my homeland to be wrested from the tribes. This is your mistake to regret. Consider your choices from Tangaloa's maw.
Gesturing to her attendants, Onikaza moves to attack. Let's get it over with then. And Takahu is still somehow up here? Where the hell is he? Why are you still on my team, Takahu? This has got to be a glitch. Is he like up here hidden somewhere? I'm so confused. He's like... He's totally glitched. He's... Look at him. Okay. Alright, game.
Assassin! I curse you by all the powers of the Deadfire!
Yeah, that's nice. I gave you an opportunity to surrender. As far as I'm concerned, this is on you, lady.
Right on target.
Moe, Ixie, Honor!
He just misses you. Turns out he immediately regretted leaving your party, so he's following you around without him wanting to know he's following you around by floating in the sky above the palace. Wanted you to cast a spell. I don't. He's totally glitched. That's hilarious. Yeah. It's a glitch, and it's stopping me from using her abilities.
Something I can do?
Can't even select her now. Okay. Wasted turn. Oh, what the hell, game?
Yeah? Sure.
Okay.
Death is the true atonement.
Nobody thinks to look up. It's the perfect play.
Yours to command, Captain.
No, I want you to stop doing whatever you're doing because you're screwing me over right now. Thank you. Jesus.
Yeah?
You were saying?
Glory be to gone!
Well, goodbye to the queen.
Lavru be on seek!
Yeah! Let's go!
Something you need?
Yeah!
Oh, didn't even see that guy.
Speak freely.
Thick Worthen Raw!
Come at me, Postinago!
Something I can do?
These cats put up a bigger fight than her.
Thick Worthen Raw!
That's been a long time coming. Good work, Captain.
Oh, gods, what have we done? What have we done?
Hope this does less harm than good, but...
It's so funny that he's talking right now. Intellect, perception, it's actually pretty good.
First time I've ever had royal blood on my hands.
Won't be the last if you keep hanging around with me. That's for sure. Man, what a mess. Takahu, are you gonna keep following me around? Or do I have to reload? Yes, he's just chilling up there. I cannot believe this. Let it go, Takahu. You walked away. Stay away.
Captain, a moment? I've got a job needs handling.
I am not doing any more companion quests. We're done. Atsura approaches, sidestepping the twitching bodies and pools of blood. His expression is carefully inscrutable until he meets your eye.
It's a terrible shame, this dreadful waste of life. Still, the skirmish here will forestall much longer, bloodier battles in the future. I hope that comforts you as much as it does me.
He eyes you, a carefully sympathetic frown on his face.
Our soldiers have taken control of the district, and will do the same throughout Meketaga. The prince has fled, but there is little he can do now. The queen is dead, and the seat of power in Deadfire is ours.
Coming from him, this is a simple statement of fact. You detect no triumph or elation in his manner. You're responsible for the welfare of all Deadfire now, not just Rauatai. Don't go back on your word.
And we shall see to it.
He nods gravely.
As for your passage to Ukaizo, Karu can introduce you to your conveyance. She shall meet you at the Brass Citadel by the docks.
His eyes brighten with mirth.
I shall return to my office in the Brass Citadel once I've seen to matters here.
He crosses his forearms over his chest and nods once. All right. Hoping to at least get to Ukaizo tonight.
Shodi, I say, you stepped on a sacred palm beetle.
No, I didn't mean to. Darn it, you think that's bad luck on me now?
You really pulled it off.
Hazanui Karu is grinning fiercely, her pipe clamped between her stained teeth. She starts to clap you on the back, but pulls you into a bone-crushing hug instead. The musky smells of gunpowder and white leaf waft off of her.
Ha! You've given Rauatai a future. Thanks to you, we have only to seize it.
Still grinning, she clenches her left hand into a fist. The other soldiers are doing their best to remain at attention, though they can't help but exchange glances and whispers with one another, nervous and excited at the same time. Oh, thanks for the 2,000 copper. That's real helpful at this point in the game. You said you had a way to Ukaizo.
Ha! Waste no time on talk.
She thumps you on the shoulder.
Come. It's time you saw what Okaya's engineers have been working on.
Ikera, the elders say your nose will fall off
You
into
helped
the
Rauatai
sand.
establish a foothold in Deadfire.
I don't.
And I promised you a way to Ukaizo.
She holds her wooden hand over the empty water.
Our engineers at Sayuka have developed a one-of-a-kind vessel that will give us mastery over the seas. And you a means to reach Ukaizo. I give you the Blade of Takoa.
The waters below roil, and a dark shape begins to surface.
That sounds Wait, you wouldn't be pulling my leg now, would you?
Thanks to our engineers' dedication and Ivera's magic, the Blade of Takoa can travel beneath the water. The storms of Undra's mortar won't stop you. They won't even touch you.
Karu glows with pride and satisfaction. This is impressive. Hazanui, she crosses her forearms over her chest, still smiling.
Now comes the time to put it to use. You'll go to Ukaizo. If our predictions are correct, there should be a way for you to disable the storms somewhere on the island.
Focused once more on the mission before her, she grows thoughtful and intent.
Once you've done that, the rest of our ships can secure it. And you can face Eothas.
The ghost of a smile lingers in her face. Her eyes are bright with exhilaration.
The ship will be waiting for you at Queen's Berth. Try it out, see how it handles. Once you're ready, we'll follow you to Andra's mortar. In the meantime, I'll be at Serpent's Crown. We've both got our work cut out for us.
She crosses her arms over her chest and gives you a final nod. Heyo. Second one tonight. Why is Takahu with me? What?
Yeah? What say? Captain, I say I am without words.
Takahu clutches his shoulders tightly and looks away.
Ngati brought me into the world as an omen, a bringer of change. Serving on your crew has made me a bringer of death.
Change, death, it's all the same.
I say I was meant to change the Hawana through art, through song and sculpture.
Takahu leans back and closes his eyes.
Leave me to my thoughts, Captain. From now on, they are mine alone.
Takahu smooths back his hair and pointedly refuses to make eye contact. You know what? He's better than Fasima, whatever the hell her name is. So I'll accept him being here, but that's really freaking frustrating that I spent all that time leveling her up to use her for one fight. Whatever. A tunnel along your path has collapsed, a giant rock its new immovable door. Laborers mill about it, but there seems little actual labor occurring. You might be able to find another way through the city, but the detour could take hours. You leave the blockage behind, relying on Adair to guide you through the twisted morass of Nekataka's byways. He does so with aplomb, his urban expertise making short work of the detour. Eventually, you make your way back into the wide, well-traveled thoroughfare, and from there, on to your destination. That was literally designed to waste my time. That is something else. Why can I not leave the city? I'm so confused right now. So close to beating the game. Just let me leave the city. Thank you. Was that so hard? A shaking hand penned this missive. The ink runs where fresh tears fell upon the parchment. Captain, I am an artist crafted of water, not a killer chipped from stone. As I am not equal to serving on your crew and you have fallen below deserving the blessing of Ngati's son, I say we are poorly suited to each other's company. May the wheel grind the memory of your deeds into oblivion. May you forget this life in your next. By Mother Ngati, I pray that you find the peace you seek. Farewell, my captain. You know what? Go. I don't care anymore. Just go. Oh dear God, what now? I don't get it. This game is really pushing my buttons right now. I swear there was a way to manage my team from here, but apparently not.
If you will.
What is it?
Some of the hands discovered an unusual crate in the ship's hold.
Thank you, steward.
The hands left the crate in the hold, if you wish to examine.
The sense of food, salt, spices, and drink mix with the stale odor of old grass, the musty stink of rats, and the ever-present fragrance of the sea. The Steelyx rocks gently, and you hear faint whispers, likely the quiet brushing of the winds against the sails. Not far in, you find the crate in question. Its sides split by crowbars, the dry grass used as a packing material spilled across the floor. Within stands an intricately crafted chest of some dark tropical wood. A polished visage peers up at you, a triumvirate of wild animal faces carved in the swirling Hawana style. The front of the chest bears an iron latch affixed to a complex iron mechanism that runs to the top four corners of the chest. You see no bolts or keyholes. The clever mechanism ensures that the box remains tightly sealed. There is no lock and no trap. You should be able to open it safely. The three animals seem to be a spider, a stelgare, and a boar. You don't know if they have any greater significance. Turn the latch to the right and a series of metal arms shift with it. The clasps holding the top of the chest come free, and you easily lift the lid. Lying within, cradled by dry grass, is an Awamawan head, the mottled flesh of its neck raggedly cut free from the rest of its body, wherever that might be. Shodi peers down on the grim cargo. I can't say I was expecting a head, not even a little. Want me to fetch my lantern? As you peer down at the head, you feel a strange prickling sensation along your skin. Soul energy rises from the crate, throbbing in the air in time with the beating of your heart. It begins to take shape before you.
You can see me! It's really you then, the captain of the Defiance.
It's the Steelyx, but yes.
Oh, this is fantastic! How satisfying it is to know one did not give one's life in vain. I come from the island of Kazuwari, and we need your aid.
So how'd you come to be dead?
An unfortunate side effect of encountering a swiftly moving blade at roughly shoulder height. Yes, we had to get a messenger to you, but we couldn't let me be seen leaving Kazuwari.
Why couldn't anyone know you left? Alright, this has me curious.
The people of Kazuwari are, wary of the uninitiated. For good reason, of course. I came from Kazuwari, where the most skillful hunters, the most hardened explorers, the deadliest warriors all gather to earn the favor of Tawamawai. But Humaire, the island's caretaker, says the essence that sustains the island has sickened. Curdled, she called it. The animals, the trees, they all churn with anger and fear.
What can I do about it that the caretaker can't?
We need a watcher. No one else can talk to souls, Humaire said, and souls are our problem. You're a watcher, right? The watcher, the one who died and lived again, who speaks to the gods. That's the watcher we need.
Well, it gets spoken at by gods.
I knew it! I knew Humaire wouldn't have lied. You will help, won't you?
Literally, I have much greater concerns than your island.
Ah, you refer to the Dawn God. Humare said you might. She believes that what's happening on Kazuari is related. Or at the very least, that what you gain from visiting the island will help you in your larger goals. More than that, I won't say. Spirit shouldn't be in the business of making promises. Not when we can't reasonably keep them. You should speak to Humare. She can explain it better.
Where is Kazuari?
Kazuari's a huge island west of Hasango. It's pretty hard to miss, what with the high cliffs and waterfalls. There's one thing you should know. The faces of the hunt jealously control who enters and leaves the island. But there's a waterfall on the southern side of the island that will allow you to sneak in, so long as you're circumspect. I guess you should also know.
He grimaces.
The island's residents might not take too kindly to your presence if you're found. They're, prickly bunch. But I'm sure that won't be a problem for you.
Before you have a chance to respond to the spirit's warning, you notice Constantine hovering nervously behind you. Did you need something?
No, you know, I just... Thing is, I might know something about that box there. A little more than something. All I'm saying is, maybe you don't want to touch it. Maybe we tie a big rock to it and throw it overboard. Right now.
I'm gonna need a bit more to go on than that.
It's a box with a dead man's head in it.
Actually, there's a spirit in the head, too.
Great. That's great.
And you know this why?
Maybe we should talk about it later. You seem to have your hands full.
Hey, hello? I'm still here. Are you going to help us? We could really use the help.
Helping people who don't want my help. Sounds like a great time.
They're really not so bad once you get to know them. They're almost... nice? Well, no, that's a lie. But Humare's all right. Once we've arrived, I can help you find your way into the heart of the island. You know, if you want me to. I wouldn't want to presume. In the meantime, I'll be here. Well, behind you, really, with the rest of the spirits following you around.
Jesus Christ. I don't even know. At least the ghost is honest. Yeah, I'll give him that, I guess. I kind of don't want to bother. Like, I'm so close to the end of the game. That weird Takahu glitch just also kicked the other lady that I just spent, 20 minutes leveling up out of my party. So I'm done at this point. I'm gonna go straight to Okaizo, and that's it. I'm done. Moving on to a new game. Tomorrow will be the last night that we play this. That's like unreasonably frustrating. Acacia channel to the northeast. What now?
You find yourself in cold, suffocating darkness. There is a familiar weight in your hand. A lantern. It sputters to life, and the world shifts into focus. A staircase spirals endlessly below you. With nowhere else to go, you start down. A wave of blistering heat hits you. Then a sea salt wind. Divine voices boom and screech. Their words shake the platform beneath you, shake the very air around you. The gods are fighting.
Lay your blame elsewhere, Wodika. I won't suffer your arguments any longer.
Mogren looms large before you, an accusing finger leveled at the melted visage of Wodika. Wodika screws her mouth into a sneer.
You fool! If only we had attacked him when I first proposed it.
Accusations drip bitter as bile from her tongue.
Eothas could be destroying the wheel right now, and you're arguing.
You would dare interrupt me?
Wodika extends a hand, looking for a moment like she intends to swat you from the platform. But the pallid knight gives her a long, impassive look, and at last, she jerks her hand away. The pallid knight looks down at you, a frown etched deep in her otherwise statue-still features.
I am afraid we are not at our best.
The Watchers returned. Perhaps we should hear what he has to say.
Helia's birds chatter anxiously among themselves. Wal's many eyes alight on each god in turn.
We make little enough progress on our own.
You're planning something new?
We try, but agreement eludes us.
Andra's storm-dark eyes swivel to meet yours.
Is there nothing we can do?
Mogren glances at the pallid knight from the corner of her eye. After a thoughtful pause, she speaks.
The time has come for us to seize the power we have long left untouched and absorb our scattered children.
Andra nods, her lure bobbing bright.
Terrible though it would be, perhaps you are right.
Didn't Magrin mention this once before?
I did, and I was scolded like a child for my terrible audacity.
A curl of steam rises from her nose. The Pallid Knight looks on, impassive.
Should we be killed, we may possess the bodies of our godlike children. Or should we face a force too powerful to stand against, we can absorb their souls, granting us additional strength.
You mean Pallegina and Takahu?
Helia's wayward daughter and Andra's precious son, yes. They would die. Them and thousands of others.
The Pallid Knight speaks with the chilly temperance, possessed only by the god of death.
Who's good? Yours?
We are your gods, forged of thousands upon thousands of willing souls sacrificed on the altar of progress. Yes, our good is greater, but the time for that plan has long passed us by.
Are we to keep nothing for ourselves? Not a single secret retained? Not a solitary mystery?
Magrin elbows one of Wal's floating eyes away.
Eothas will lay bare our every secret soon enough. What is one or two revealed now? But we get ahead of ourselves. First, the Watcher must get to Ukaizo, and that will be a trial all its own.
Aren't you bored yet?
Magrin smiles.
Not when you continue to surprise me.
The Guardian of Ukaizo has stood watch over that place for millennia. It will not stand aside, not even for Bareth's herald.
Helia, who had been lost in quiet, anxious conversation with her birds, breaks in.
It yet lives.
Of course. Our progenitors crafted it.
A pair of Helia's finches come to join Wal's floating eye. They hover just out of Magrin's reach and swoop in to poke her when she's not looking.
And the Watcher will be forced to reckon with it if he wishes to confront Eothas.
The birds at last linger too long, and Magrin slaps them away. They burst into a cloud of essence, then reform, and fly in a screeching chorus back to Helia.
But you like a challenge, don't you?
Will you divulge our every secret to the Kith, Magrin?
Magrin shrugs.
If it suits me.
Go prepared, Watcher. The Guardian will not stand aside, not even for the Herald of Bareth.
Won't Eothas take care of it?
It is not one of Gallowayne's mindless beasts. It has a heart and a mind, and it will throw neither away to oppose Eothas. And Eothas will not fight the creature. It would prove little more than a distraction for him, especially as my tsunami and Magrin's volcano couldn't stop him.
So why can't you just get rid of it?
It is its own creature, Watcher. It does not listen to us.
There is another topic we have yet to address.
The Pallid Knight holds up one gauntleted hand, and the other gods fall silent.
Tell me, Watcher, where do you stand? What do you think of Eothas' scheme to destroy the wheel?
We can no longer count on the gods for guidance. Kith will have to figure this out on our own.
Perhaps you misunderstand. This is not a test you will overcome on your own. Eothas intends to change the fundamental structure of life and death. Does that not frighten you? You, Kith, who are most vulnerable?
It does. But I will not let fear rule me.
Eothas loves the mortals more than any of us. He has always been their greatest champion. He believes Kith will rise to his challenge. I am not so sure, but I look forward to watching them try.
How exactly did Eothas fool all of you? You're the most powerful beings in Eora.
He found our blind spot and exploited it admirably. By the time we even had a hint of what it was he intended, it was already too late to stop him.
If we still had our bodies, we could oppose him.
Wodika balls her bony hands into fists and glares long at Andra.
Do not lay your blame on me. We set them aside after I killed Abaddon, it is true, but you did not fight the decision then.
She turns her back on Wodika then, and looks instead to the Pallid Knight.
What if Eothas is right, and Kith succeed in rebuilding the wheel? What then?
I don't know. But aren't you curious to find out?
Wal grins.
Always, Watcher.
And what if they fail? Then they die. And so do we. We have to help them.
Helia's voice rises, near to panic. Wodika drives her fist into her hand.
Help them? We should finally bring them to heel.
The Pallid Knight raises a hand, and stares at Wodika until she falls silent.
Watcher, Eothas yet values your counsel.
The Pallid Knight's eyes bore into yours.
An impassioned plea from the Hound of Eothas may still temper his actions. Confront him at Ukaizo.
You know what? I don't owe you anything anymore.
Only your life.
A faint smile plays at the corner of the Pallid Knight's lips.
Time moves swiftly away from us now.
The Pallid Knight spreads her hands before her.
Go, Watcher. Do what you must.
The edges of your vision begin to dim. Like a sun setting, twilight encroaches on your mind. The Pallid Knight conjures a blinding white light in her palm that swiftly grows to engulf the room. Then, the crack of thunder rends the air, and you feel the floor drop out beneath you. You come to flat on your back, staring at an all too familiar ceiling. Alone, once again.
Background music for this game is phenomenal. I will agree with you there. Ophatia Channel. Whoop, that's something. There is plenty of ocean to sail and many lands to explore, but what lies ahead of you dwarfs them all. Should you choose to sail on, you suspect there will be no return, not to the Deadfire you have come to know. Alrighty folks, that's it for me tonight. I'm going to save that one more time, because tomorrow we finish this game, and that is super exciting. Finally, my goodness. I like the game, I really do. There's a lot of really good things about it, but I am just, I'm done. Especially with all these glitches the past few minutes. Those were super frustrating. So being done is very nice. I'm ready for Pathfinder. I'm very, very excited for Pathfinder next week. But hey, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Also, did you notice what else happened this week? Or I should say didn't happen this week? We didn't crash. We didn't frickin' crash. It's fixed. It's fixed. Yeah, the game crashed a couple times, but that's a software issue like on the Xbox, and I can deal with that. I mean, it's frustrating, but it's not like the stream didn't crash. That is super exciting. I am so pumped about that. Yeah, that was just a game glitch. That'll happen, but yay, we fixed it. I think. Gonna knock on wood just to be on the safe side. But all right, folks, you have yourselves a wonderful evening. Who are we raiding tonight? Who's on? Ooh, I know who we can raid. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all of you so much. You have yourself a great evening. Thank you again. I'll catch you all in the Discord.